Hey, we're going to be checking out Meta, so ticker symbol META. Before I get started, I just wanted to say if you have an opinion on this one, want to share any insights, please let me know in the comments. I'd be happy to read that. But with that said, I just want to point out that we're just going to talk about the technical analysis, no news at this point. Again, though, if you want to share something just to provide, that would be very helpful looking ahead. Uh, but with that said, yeah, I actually filmed this one before, but for some reason it didn't record. Uh, so I can just give you a rough estimate of the last time we looked, which was about a month ago. It was on 319, roughly, which was this bar, this green bar. So it was trading about 195 at that point. We had buy points. Our highest buy point was about 171, which is this blue line. We did have a resistance point at 187. I thought it would just be a little more challenging to get over. It did stutter for a little bit, but seemed to have cleared that just fine. And then we had a note in there that it was a short-term uptrend. And at this point, I added in to buy the dips. So some of the changes that I did make, I'll briefly touch on them, is originally we just had two uptrend lines here. This blue line trailing upward and this green line trading upward. Originally those were gold because that's just the normal color that I use, either gold or purple to show an uptrend. Um, Decided to flip it to almost make um, if a stock's kind of trading sideways, what I've tried to implement doing is adding a buy point, which is this green line, a fair value point, the blue, and then a sell or resistance point in the red. And so if it was close to the green line, to me, that would let me know, okay, I want to get in on this one. Even if it's below that blue line, the fair value line, to me, that would be an okay time to buy. I think you could get it better, closer to the green, the better. But if it's below the blue line, I think that's a good thing. And then, of course, the closer you get to that resistance point, the less and less likely I'm going to want to touch that. Unless, of course, we see a stock like this where it's in just a clear uptrend. I think we should have saw that. Um, but again, I wanted to see what it would do at 187. And the fact that it was able to beat that and continue beating it, that was a good sign. Uh, and that kind of led us to adding this third line, and also why we ended up flipping that horizontal chart into an uptrend one where we have a lower point of interest in the green line, the fair value point being the blue, and then this upper trend line, a resistance type trend line in the red. Uh, and so, same principles here. If this was closer to the green, I would be looking to buy. If it was closer to the red, I would not be. And so right now it's closer to the red side. Um, so for me, I'm going to kind of wait on the dip for this one, such as what happened here. There was not necessarily a dip, but it was a sideways kind of consolidation period, and then it continued upwards. So for me, at this point, if we were to see similar action to this back in about the February to March period, if we were to see another one of those, at least starting today, and that could be the case considering after one day of trading this week, we're seeing a small red candle so far. If that were to continue for um, well, ideally, if we were to just see all red this week, what could be on the table is about 184, and that would be my point to buy. Uh, I just don't think that's very likely to happen. Of course, it can move that much in a week. We have a few big bars here, um, but I just think it's not very realistic in my opinion, at least at this point. And so what I did is I drew in this purple trend line here that kind of cuts across. So if we were to see a dip like we did back here, if it were to kind of shape out similar, maybe skewed slightly towards the downside, this wouldn't be like a crazy dip. I mean, we would go from about 218 down to like 200. That's not crazy. And over a couple weeks where it just kind of chops sideways, I think that's reasonable. So that's just kind of my opinion. We'll of course keep seeing it, but overall for me at this point, um, I'm gonna wait. Preferably, if we can get it say at 200, 200 or less, I think that would be good. Um, what I ended up putting down is 205, just to give a little bit buffer. I'm willing to work with this one. I think if we scroll back, this one has a lot of potential. I mean, at one point it was in the 300s, close to 400. That's still a possibility for a company like this. So that's pretty much how I'm handling it. Let me know what you think. How would you handle this? Uh, yeah, just curious to know. Leave that in the comments. Outside of that, just a quick summary. So currently it's at 218. I have buy points marked at 170 and 205. Of course, the thinking is if it's at 205 and continues to fall, we'll just continue to add one at a time. No resistance point at the moment because of the strong uptrend put in today's date. And then our note here is just that short-term uptrend, and we're planning on buying the dips. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed. Please like, subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.